Good morning, art buddies, and welcome to Bricolage with Paint Girly. I'm Paint Girly, and today I'm going to play with some napkins, hopefully in a couple of different ways. I said in my description box, napkins are not just for lip service. Woohoo! Well, I should have said paper napkins. I don't think I put paper napkins. Maybe I did. I don't remember. It was like, 10 minutes ago. Woohoo! Anyhow, not, yeah. Jacqueline is here. She's headed to the dentist in a little while, a couple of hours. Gross. That's gross. There's Cynthia. Good morning, Cynthia. And we've got Teresa in the house. Teresa is usually hanging out in the background, so we'll see. She might pop in and chime in here and there a few times. Teresa's on the mend. I think she's doing good. I didn't ask that question this morning. But I think today is the day she's gotten the okay that she can start cooking again and maybe adding a few more things to her schedule. Good morning, Belinda. Nice to see you. Welcome in. All right, so I'm just going to jump in here. And Peggy Fitzmaurice, a little while ago, she was on with me and made an offer that some of us could not refuse. She's been destashing and trying to get her treasures under control, if you might say it that way. Anyway, she offered for us to be able to get some of her goodies and just pay the shipping. And one of the things she offered were napkins. So I'll show you those in a little bit. We'll wait for a few more gals to pop in. But right off the bat, I'm going to start with ATC cards, which are artist trading cards. If you're not familiar with that term, I'm thinking especially for maybe replayers. And a lot of the gals will just take a nice heavier weight substrate, decorate it, and cut it into pieces to become artist trading cards. The size is generally 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches. Good morning, Vale. Hey, Donna. Good morning. And so that's pretty much, I think, the size of a playing card. Let's just see. I haven't measured these in a while. Let's just see. Might be just a tad. Nope, 2.5 by 3.5. They're perfect. They're perfect. And I saw a video, gosh, it's been a few years ago, where the gal decorates playing cards and she fashions them all together this way using washi tape. I'm sure you could use cellophane tape. And she tapes on both sides. I could use a little more tape here, I think. Where did I put this? Just add some while I'm chatting away. And of course, you can decorate both sides and do whatever you want to them. And then you could trade them. You can use them for Happy Mail. You could use them for tuck-ins in journal pockets. You could add them to a greeting card to decorate a greeting card for someone. I think years ago, it was before I was on YouTube. Gals used to trade them, and they may still do that and have a collection of them. I don't know. I might have some somewhere, but it's just not coming to me. I do like to make them and have them on hand. I'll show you. I have a few. They're not like finished. Is anybody into artist trading cards or ATCs, as we say in some circles? Now I'm just going to burnish those down real well. Now, to be extra safe, you could always add glue to your washi tape. Washi tape is not designed to stay, where you put it. You can move it around, peel it up, and put it back down, take it off. So it's not permanent. Oh, geez. I was going to show you my ATCs, but of course, Madame Lori here has them buried. Let's just see if we can unearth my tub that I keep them in. Because sometimes I'll just need to grab a little something to add into some happy mail or a little card. And so I like to, and you can do all kinds of things to them. I personally find it challenging, we'll say. I was going to use a different word, but we'll just say challenging to make a big board and then cut it up. I love this idea of playing cards. Of course, now I have plenty of them laying around. Let's see, I've got stuff in front of my... Oh, okay. Cynthia says she used to trade ATCs in some Facebook groups. They are sometimes called ACEO, all cards, editions, and originals. Really? Never heard of that. But I'm definitely out of the loop. Oh, did you, Cynthia? You got your pet? Yeah. She's amazing. She's very generous. So this is actually this little container I covered with a napkin. And in here, see, now here's one. See, now I did sand them. The ones I used today, I did sand off that shiny finish just to be on the safe side. And you can, of course, paint them. This one I painted, stamped. Now I could add a little note back here or add other stuff when I want to use it. There's lots of different things you can go do with them. Here's one where I was trying to get my, what's her name? Juliet Crane, I think, vibe on. There's some more of those pink ones. Oh, these are fun to do. You just take little scribbles and little shapes and add some legs and different shapes on them, and you can make them look like little people. They're fun to do. This is another napkin. See, these I let the face part of the card show through and just glued a napkin on. Napkin, napkin. See, and they're easy. And then you're like partially done or done. Really. See, or you could pick out a napkin with a certain image and just glue that on. So these are an easy way to create a cute little piece of art. And then you can use them all different ways, you know. They look really cute in little pockets and tuck spots of your journals. Now here, these are some that are not the correct size, but same kind of idea. But I just cut an index card apart. So these aren't the right size. Hold on, here we go. There's a couple different ones I have here. Can add gold. Some of them I think I have them hooked together. Yeah, this one, I think. So you can make a little book too, kind of. See, I put brown paper on the back, stitched around these. This could certainly act as a little tuck-in. Oh, what did I think this was? I don't know if this was a board. Oh, these might be playing cards, but I treated the surface different. I painted and decorated, like maybe like doing different prompts, it seems like. You can scrape paint on, add texture. I mean, these are fun. You know, it's just limitless what you can do. So sometimes if you're not feeling it or you don't know where to get started, tape some old playing cards together and then just get going. Just get going. Start sticking stuff down, slapping down paint. Of course, you can put words on them, say thank you, thinking of you, get well. I mean, and they're really fun to do. So these, I just pulled out some regular playing cards, not my vintage ones or the ones that have, really cool designs on them. Just your regular deck of cards. And I'm trying to get my little box back at its spot. It's not wanting to go. Oh, there we go. I sanded the surface and then cleaned off all the dust because you want to clean your dust off. Now, I could have painted these, but I decided for this morning's exercise, I'm just going to put a napkin down. Vale says she took part in making a deck of cards years ago, Tisha Moore style. The deck was mass made for sale. Really? That sounds interesting. Cool. Now, the other part about doing it this way is when they're finished, it's easily to just cut them apart, right? So you want to line them up as best as you can for cutting ease when you're finished with them. And, it's probably a good idea to leave a little bit. I probably could have left a little more room. And these aren't perfect. See, I've got them a little crooked, but we're just gonna do it anyway. So today I'm going to use my Golden Matte Medium. Certainly, you could use, some gals use just glue stick. And that works well. Doesn't work that well for me. I have a hard time getting enough on. And it can be a little lumpy bumpy, but I'm going to use a paintbrush and I'm going to use my Golden Matte Medium. I'm going to put some in this little dish here. I'm going to paint on my medium and I'm going to apply a napkin. Now I'm going to show you my napkins after I get this started because I want this to be able to dry. And I just want to get started, Now I'm going to use my Golden Matte Medium for all the projects I'm hoping to accomplish today. We'll see how it goes. So welcome in, everyone. I hope I didn't miss anyone. Looks like a few more have arrived. They might be in the balcony, which is just fine. So I decided that I want some of the card part to shine through. And I took the napkin apart, which I'll show you that in a little bit. And I'm just going to glue this down. And then once this dries, I'm going to take the excess napkin off and go from there. Okay? So sometimes, this is like decoupaging, really, right? So years ago, I was investigating this whole area of arting and came across someone. I think her channel was called, let's see, this is so many years ago, and I really don't remember. Oh, a wall calendar. Oh, that's a good idea, Vale. Vale, do you have pictures of the deck that you did? That's interesting. Somebody's Patty's patio, or something like that. And she put napkins on everything, but her trick was using some saran wrap, or that's a brand name. This happens to be saran, but it can be cheap stuff from the dollar store. It doesn't have to be. I stole this out of the kitchen. Don't tell Ron, because my cling wrap is in a drawer that I can't get to. And normally I would pull the table out that's in front of it. But with him in the scooter, leaving that table where it is a lot more convenient. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to apply my Golden Matte Medium. I'm going to lay my napkin down. I'm going to use a piece of saran to kind of smooth it out. Now, the napkins, I think part of the charm, at least for me, is they don't get totally flat like a piece of paper. It gives you a different look. And I did take my napkin apart so that, oh, I was going to put something underneath myself here. See, I already got some yuck there. Hold on, I'm trying not to be, I know it can clean up easy from this mat, but why not just try to be a little neater if you can, So I'm just going to do this. So part of the trick is maybe getting all the edges, right? And you could do this, like I could put the napkin down and then just leave the middle up and paint this on. I'm just going to try to go quick and get all this glue down and really paint it on well. You can see they start to buckle a little bit, but they'll flatten back out again. Now, what I didn't get out today is a bracelet blank, which I guess I could have done that too. I didn't really think about that. So before you arrived, I chose this napkin, and I'm just going to lay it down. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to take my saran and put over top of it. I didn't cut a very big piece, did I? And this just helps you straighten out your napkin a little bit without tearing it, because it will tear. It's very thin. It's paper. And I took the layers off. Usually they're 2 or 3 ply napkins. And so this helps. And I'm going to show you another trick where this even comes in more, it becomes more handy of a trick. Now, if the of course the napkin is porous too, so some of the glue, depending on how heavy you put on it, it's going to come through, right? So if your napkin gets really yucky, then and your saran wrap gets really yucky, you just roll it up and throw it away. But you can use this several times, so you're not, wasting it. And like I said, I think part of the charm with the napkins is that it doesn't go on perfectly straight and flat. But this does help with getting out some bubbles, and you don't want to manhandle it, But this allows you to be a little heavier handed than if you're not using the plastic wrap. So I see Joyce has come in. Good morning, Joyce. And there's Patty. Good morning. Good morning, Patty. Hey, thanks for joining me, ladies. So now these I'm just going to sit aside. And I haven't decided what I want to put on the back side of these. But for now, I just wanted to get those. On this side of the card. See, now on the other side, I've got just the regular playing cards. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. I may put another napkin on, or I may paint them. I may leave it alone. All right. And then hopefully this will dry enough before we're done today, and I can show you how I easily take that outside edge excess napkin off. Super easy. So then different videos and things pop up on your feed. And so I had one pop up and I thought, oh, I haven't done that in a while. I would like to do that, but I don't have any tin cans. Yes, I do. I've got several of these. Now, I didn't clean this off. This has been sitting on my desk for a while. It holds my little brushes that I use my oxides with. Oh, I didn't turn the sound off of my phone. I've got my phone here charging somewhere. Don't you love where somebody sends you an attachment, you have no idea who they are? Let's turn that on silent. It's distracting. I don't have my hearing aids in this morning because I fell asleep with one in my ear. So I'm charging it. Charge. I also have a cart in my room that has several. Now that I see this, I remember has several tin cans, and they hold my different paintbrushes. So for right now, I'm just going to empty this out. And I thought instead of, oh, look, I've been looking for this ring. It fell in the can. Oh, that's when Lori says, thank you, Jesus. Okay, nice. So years ago, I decorated some of these, and I used Mod Podge. That's when I was first starting down this adventure we call art. And everywhere I put the cans, they would stick to the windowsill or the counter. But the gal that did the can I watched recently, she hot glued some beads on here to make it stand up. I thought that was pretty clever. But anyway, Peggy sent this napkin, and I thought, oh, I might just like to see that on my desk. So the gal in the video just took a piece of napkin and covered the can. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to use my piece of saran wrap. The gal from, I think it was Patty's Patio or something like this. This is going to be where my seam is, I believe. So I'm just going to mush and paint a lot of this on. Just get this matte medium in those grooves. I might do this in sections. And I think I want the straight edge on the bottom. So you just start. Now this is similar. You would do it the same way you would do if you had a bracelet blank, if you know what I mean by that. It's just like a wooden ring that you can wear as a bracelet, or you could use a paper tube. And I'm just bunched up my saran, my plastic wrap, and I'm just dabbing and then pushing this down into those little grooves of the can to try to get a good adhesion, you know. And I'm going to throw that back over there. Add more glue. Now you could do this with kids, right? If you have any young people that live with you or grandchildren that come, it might be messy, but it probably would be fun. You could do tuna cans, and you could use different pieces of napkin. It doesn't have to be a whole piece. You could use tissue paper. You could use scrapbook paper. But I thought these little butterflies were just marvy. Oh, they were just marvy. Now, this gal that I watched many years ago, Patio Elf, or gosh, you know, her name didn't come to me at all until just a few minutes ago. But she even did baskets. Like she would pick up a basket, say like at a Goodwill or a thrift shop, that looked like it was on its way out. And she would bring it home and cover it with a napkin. And then she would ball up her plastic wrap like this to help her get it, you know, in all the little nooks and crannies, if you will. All right, so we're back around to the front. I'm going to overlap it a little bit. Just going to tap. I don't want to rub it too hard because this is all still wet. I'm just tugging it a little bit. Now I'm just kind of dabbing it and just lightly stroking it, in the direction I'm going, because I don't want a tear. Yes, exactly, Patty. This is the can that I keep my oxide brushes in. And then I can take off this excess, and we can also use the water brush trick and take off this excess while we let it dry. Why don't I do that while we're here? So there's not as much hanging around. But you can also decorate the edges with, some ribbons and trims that you might have left over. I could paint the edges of the can. Now I'm thinking I'm going to want to cover all the other cans I have sitting over on my cart. I could really just glue this all the way over, couldn't I? Let's just do it. I've got that jagged edge, so it should look pretty nice. I can't even really tell. I just think this napkin is yummy. All right, so there's our second project. Now you could paint the can, right? And have a whole different look to it when you put the napkin down. Sometimes it's a little fiddly to paint cans. If you do that, I would say paint it, leave it sit a couple of days, and then come back with the napkin so your paint doesn't peel up off of the tin. Of course, you'd want to clean your tin really well, say maybe with vinegar or something like that. And before you put your paint on, because once you start painting on tin, you could put it on and peel it right back off if you're not familiar. I'm talking about acrylic paint. So yeah, I mean, I really could stamp on here, put some lace. I don't know that I'll do that, but it's certainly an option. Now, the tricky part is I want to put these back in here while it dries, so I can kind of keep my desk somewhat uncluttered. Wah, wah, wah. You could do a DD can. I don't know what that is. Tell me, explain, please, explain. Now, the trick for me is finding a place where I can set it to dry. If anybody has been tuning into Pam, the ginger cat lady, she has been knocking it out of the park. She's getting her space straightened up. I haven't gone in and hung out. I've just popped in because I'm trying to get my sleep numbers up, doing a good job with my sleeping routine. And she's on at an hour for me because I'm East Coast, she's West Coast. It's very difficult for me to stay on track if I go into her stream. The one who does the artwork on the books. Oh, you mean Dee Dee Willingham? Yeah. Yes. Okay, so this is my napkin journal. Now, there's several different ways to do these. You could do a magazine. You could cut it in half. You could fold it in half. You could use it the size that it is. You could get a composition book. You could do a hardcover book. I mean, you can do just whatever your little imagination affords you. You could pick up an old day timer at a garage sale or a thrift store. Dee Dee Willingham, who we just mentioned, I don't know, I guess she still uses it. I didn't look to see if she's worked in it lately. She's got this cool day timer that she does her napkin art in. Um, at least she did years ago. And this is just a book that I picked up. I don't even have it right side up. My Five Below many years ago. It was just a sketchbook. And sometimes I just go in and glue stuff down, and other times I do a whole collage type thing, right? Oh, aren't you clever, Vale? Are you girls seeing this? What Vale is suggesting? How about a thrift store teapot covered with napkins to hold a ball of yarn and pull the yarn through the spout? Put lace and trim on it. Oh, that sounds like a really cool idea. That sounds like a good stream idea. So I just picked this up. This was I got this before things were more than $5 there. Now it's five-ish or seven or whatever. This was actually a $5 sketchbook. I covered it with fabric. Don't ask me why I didn't use a napkin, but I covered it with fabric. I haven't looked in here in a long time. And you can see like back here, it's starting to come apart a little bit. I guess I should get some tape. But I had it this way because I wanted to show you my spine is still pretty good, because what Dee Dee recommends is that you work different ideas, different areas of the book, hoping to keep your spine from, bowing and getting really kind of lopsided. That is a good idea, Joyce. You know it. It is a good idea. All right, so I don't know. I know I have some pages finished in here, but while I'm going to look now, if you hear that noise, it's not that they are stuck together. Because if you use the golden matte medium, once you let it dry well, you can close your book and they may adhere a little bit to each other, but you'll be able to pull them apart. If you use, at least for me, Mod Podge, it just, my Mod Podge never dries, never completely dries. So I'm trying to find, oh, maybe I can do that. So see here, I didn't let it dry well enough, so I've got some tear. But here's the napkin, and I just quickly put some paint around the outside edge. And so sometimes you might just feel like sitting down and going through your napkins and putting them down, and other times you feel like doing a whole piece like this. Now this is one of my Emanuela Cologne little gals. Coleridge Wild. Hey, Devin. Thanks, Devin. And here's the pumpkin-y one. And sometimes I'll go in and just start adding things. So I put down the napkin. This is also napkin. This is just a cutout. So I just decided to put him on. Hey, Deb. Good morning. More butterflies. Big Ben, the London, I think it's the London Eye. Then we have Paris. Dee Dee will often, or has in the past, I should say, will color some Juliet Crane pieces out of her coloring book and then put them down for a collage, which is really fun. I didn't pull out my Juliet Crane pieces. I've got a bunch of them sitting on my shelf somewhere. Sometimes I just don't know what to do, so I just glue down the I haven't looked in this book. See, now this I was running out of bits, so I was of this napkin, so I just did it like that. I'll probably come in with some paint. I think this is one napkin, but it wasn't big enough for the way it laid out. You know, I split it up, and then so I just put some paint down in between. Of course, you know, that's not finished. Tea time with some kitty cats. I hope the sound is not too terribly annoying. Uh, Great minds think alike. I love this napkin, and this one of these was in, or I think she sent a couple. I'll show you in a minute. Napkins that Peggy sent me. Are they great or what? I love that napkin. Love it, love it, love it. There's some more of that little guy. Here's another one. These are Juliet Crane's. You can never find pretty napkins. Oh man. There was a store we used to have called Tuesday Morning. You could go there and show you the brand. I think it's Michelle. I don't know. You love the birds? Yeah, me too. Nope, most buzzards are not cute. You are correct. You put napkins on Franken paper. Maybe that's a typo. Freezer paper? Do you mean freezer paper? Devin said she did that yesterday. It felt so good. This is one of my favorite Christmas napkins. So maybe I'll put Peggy's birds along here. That might look cute. Different. Now, of course, once they're dry, you can stamp on it. You can paint, you can draw. I'm just kind of making you go through this with me because I don't remember what's here. Is Ange here? Hey, Ange. Not saying she's sick as a dog. Oh, honey, call the doctor. He's going to call me and something. Oh, sorry to hear you're poorly. I know Juliet Cream art is so. I've got some extra here. Extra. Guess I meant to glue that down or not. I don't know. Unfortunately, this is what I start to do something and then I forget. I think this just was not dry. So that's a nice fall page. And then we're under the sea. So I'm going to mention a few other things. Look at this interesting napkin, huh? How about it? I love the carrots, right? Love the carrots. More Juliet Crane. And I just added some other stuff in, just wrote some words, added some tiles, put some color around your edge. Davey's really good with when you compartmentalize or make blocks like this, adding stuff to blend this all together. I haven't quite learned that trick yet. I should probably do some studying on that. I think this is done. Christmas, winter. Yeah, so this is a napkin made to look like a brick wall, like brick wall. Yes, somewhere I have a Juliet Crane coloring book. It might be right above my head. I'm not sure, Deb. I could check. Sometimes you might be going through a magazine or a coloring book or a any kind of a book, really, hardcover book, anything, and you see a picture and you think, oh yeah, oh that would go in my, if you remember. I don't always remember, guys. I just don't always remember. Hold on, let me reach here. There we are. There we are. I've had these quite a while. Now she has several different ones. I'm sure she has more now. But yeah, they're just fun images. Of course, this one's called Whimsical Animals. And like Dee Dee says, you can make copies of these. You're not selling them. And then, then you still have your book. And then you can color it and put it in your collage stuff. This one, Wild and Free. Aren't they cool? These are fun to try to replicate these and draw your own. Like even for the cover of a journal. Now, I would like to point out that I mentioned these and I looked for them and they were where I thought they were. Okay. We might have another 6 weeks of winter just with that alone. My girlfriend Jean sent me these beautiful owl napkins. And then I think she and I did a page together. And then I've got, I think it's some kind of embossing powder. I don't know if you can see. And then I put some kind of glaze in their eyes to make their eyes kind of shine. Yes, draw something similar if you feel so inclined. You don't have to show anybody, but it's just fun. It's just fun to do. So you see, I have plenty of paper, plenty of pages free, ready to go. And when I glue on today's napkin, it's got to dry before you can really do anything with it, in my opinion. So I don't know that I'll. Now these are just some stickers from Letting Baxter. Okay. Oh, Debbie, I'm so jealous. Debbie says she's here. She's got 2 of her grandbabies, all since the weekend. And well, I'm just not. I hear you on that, girlfriend. Yep, I hear you on that. I read a book series called Guardians of Goal. Those owls remind me of it. All the characters were really. It was for kids, but I read it as an adult. Yeah, I guess. Sounds really fun. Now, these are just some of those crazy stickers from the dollar store. But I loved how they had. Can you see the little, like, bright kind of glittery, iridescent edges? Yeah, see that gets Lori's attention. You should probably not drink Sprite, and all that chemicals in those sodas are really not good for you, honey. Maybe you could switch to something else, maybe some tea. I don't know. Gatorade, that's probably just as good. And then we have the black and white. I don't know why I didn't cut these and put these right side up, but there you go. I did this. I don't have these dated, so I did a lot of these really years ago. Now, I haven't varnished any of these. I don't know Dee Dee varnishes her napkin pages. I don't know that she does. I know she does her mixed media. Seems like I like hydrangeas. This is just a sketchbook from, we have a store called Five Below. And it was just, it's just, yeah, I don't think she does either. It's almost, it's not really like a new, these are, it's soft and silky, not silky, it's smooth paper. It's not like, sometimes some of the paper in these books feels real pressed and textured. That's not this. This paper's pretty smooth. Yeah, so that's it. Now I'm going to show you what Peggy sent me. I had gotten rid of a lot of my napkins, and so I don't have a whole lot left. So when she was making her offer, she said, just say the word napkin and I'll send you some. So I did. Now, there's a couple different sizes of napkins. If you're not familiar, you've got your cocktail size, which is a small square. I'll show you. Then you've got this size, which they call luncheon, which is a tall and long, which opens up square. Now, of course, I cut some of this off to do the can. Look at this. Cool, right? Now, these are the backings of the ones there that I took apart for today. And I'll show you what I do there. Sometimes folks just tear these and throw them away. But I like to save them because you can see a bit of an image. So you certainly could glue this down and use this, but you could also use this to clean up a mess on your desk. If you take them apart and shred this part, it's just trash. But I like to use it. It saves on my my paper towel budget. This is a napkin that I had. Great minds think alike. So Peggy sent me this. Then you have these little tiny travel ones. Now, usually the ones I see that are travel napkins or hankies, they're not pretty like this. They're usually just white with some kind of crazy little design. But look at that one. How pretty is that? Now, this is a luncheon size. I believe that's what they call it. And a lot of these, they're top to top, Look how pretty this one is. I love green. This is got such a cool, deep green background, like a sagey kind of a green. I love this one. Birds. I have this one. I have a piece of this at least stuck in one of these pages. See how it's like top to top? So when they fold them, they're right side. But you can easily cut that or take that in half there. Got some finches and some different birds and a lovely green background with a sketched leaf. I know, right, Devin? Paisley. Who doesn't love a paisley? Look, there's two of these. Look, here's the bird. I love these. And if you don't know, this is the cocktail size. And, you got 4 different sections. And most of us don't need all but one of these, right? Yeah, the ghost prints are cool. This is pretty. Here's this one. I love the eggs. How cool is that, right? Nice. This looks like a hydrangea to me. I love hydrangeas. Now, some of the napkins are hard to get apart. Not definitely hard to get apart. What do they call this size? I'm pretty sure it's the luncheon is the long um dinner. Maybe they just call this a dinner napkin. This is the brand that's my favorite. Does anybody know how to pronounce it? Michelle? Michael? It's not the A is missing for Michael. Could be. Deb says, my sister and I have been meeting for Aquafit on Thursday, and today she is going to come over after for a coloring date. Oh, how fun. My sisters and I think we're going to start like a crochet circle where we switch houses once a month, go to each other's house and just sit and chat and either knit or crochet. Look at this cool one. Isn't that different? That's cool. So Peggy, if you're listening or you rewatched, thank you again. These are so cool. Look at this. We can see the veins of the leaves. Yummy, 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 yummy. Then we go into a whole different genre of these. Look at this. Aren't they sweet? So these could really go on a journal page for sure. Or a journaling card, If these are all different. Oh, she's all the same. Isn't she sweet? She looks so sad. Yeah, the thing that I don't like about the trick that Dee Dee uses is then it shreds your napkin. I like to use the ghost part sometimes, or just use the napkin to clean up stuff on my desk or wipe my hands instead of grabbing another paper towel. So I like to take them apart intact, which can be a bit fiddly for sure. How cute that is. If I did a journal that would have looked cute in. But I'll show you. I'll show you what Dee Dee does. And sometimes, like the cheaper napkins, they just, you touch them and they fall apart. Look how cute these are. Never saw this one before. Look, it just has a little bit of blue. This, you may have recognized this little bunny. I have him in my book. There's another. Did we already have one of these or something similar? I love the hydrangea. Look how cool this is. Now, this feels different. This says Denmark. This might be a rice. I don't know. She gave me some rice napkins too, which if you've never seen those, they don't have layers, I don't believe. And they just feel and look different. See these? Now see, this is a little more grainy. This is more what I'm used to. But if you look up, if you go to eBay or somewhere like that and put in rice napkins, usually they're like from Europe, Germany, or somewhere, something like that. So these are rice napkins. And see how thin they are? Aren't they beautiful? I have a couple different ones. I've got some bluebirds, I think. Look, and she put that on a little cardboard thing to kind of protect them. Aren't they pretty? This one's really cool. I'm thinking this is retro. Look. Made in Denmark. Yes, please. This is pretty. You don't often see, I don't think, darker backgrounds, so that's kind of fun. Oh, Deb, thanks for sharing. That's a cool idea. She says, I save the white backing and ink them. The digital version of them is in my Etsy shop. How about it? Ink them, huh? Look at this. This is a different texture as well. This one feels different. Poppies. And this one is just beautiful. It's just beautiful. Now this looks like it's already been taken apart. Hi, Jean. How you doing? Or is it Jeannie? I should say Jeannie. I think it's Jeannie. I usually just start like rolling and massaging the corner till it separates a little. Not everybody has the patience for that. I understand. Now, sometimes you think that's it, but sometimes there's another one there. So you just have to check. And the reason you want to get them apart is because if you start to mess with them and then glue it down, they can come apart. See, there's another one there. So one tip I would say, either will do. Oh, you're very sweet. Thanks, Jeannie. You want to do that if you when you open your package. Say if you buy a whole package of napkins, if you look to see if they're 2 or 3 ply, then you know how many to pull off. Because sometimes you think you've got it and you just don't. Now, this is what Vale and I were talking about, the ghosting. The layer right under the napkin top, so you can see faint little image. And sometimes it's just fun to put that down as the background. And you could use that background on any project, really. Now, these are a mystery because I don't know. But what Dee Dee does is she just takes a piece, and it works for her. And you know what? You can't save everything. I get that. And she takes a piece of cellophane tape, and I believe she kind of rolls it. Just maybe around 2 fingers would be a smarter way to do it, Lori. And then when she tacks that down, it just kind of pulls up the layer. See? There might be another layer there. Yeah, see, there's 2. And then it just gives you a start. Either way works, whatever floats your boat, right? I have a whole bag of backings that I can pull out and use to sop up paint or water or whatever. And if you're going to send, and if you don't mind taking them apart, like if you're going to send some to people, I try to take them apart because I know, you know what, they don't weigh a lot by themselves. But if you're going to send somebody a whole bunch of them, it's nice to save on some shipping, I think. Because, you know, as I've said before, I'm cheap. Jeannie says she's looking for a tall book to use all my napkins. Oh, tall book. So you need a ledger. You need a ledger, kid. An old-timey ledger. Some of those are tall. You know, Cesar Romero was tall. Bump. I just can't bring myself. Hey, Gail, good morning. Now, I could use a cellophane to just grab the tip. I'm just sitting here thinking, what can I glue down on one of my pages? I know, you know, like, just get the tape, just get the tape. I could just, pull up the edge, pull up the corner. Now, cheaper ones really come apart a lot easier. I don't usually have this much trouble. There we go. Chooch. Good morning. Welcome in, ladies. All right, let's do this one. Now, some of them you'll find are really a little tough to pull. I mean, they're just stuck together very nicely. And usually those napkins cost a little more. If you get a napkin like at your dollar store, they're going to come apart real easy. Sometimes they come apart when you're trying to wipe your face. Cindy, good morning, Cindy. Okay. All right, now which one do I want to put in my book? So I really tried to listen to Dee Dee when she says skip around your pages, skip around so your spine doesn't warp. I don't know. I know I have a warped spine somewhere, but I don't know that I have it readily available to show you. But most of you will know what I mean. Like when you're working in a magazine or really any kind of a book, if you don't skip around and work in different areas of the book, your spine kind of starts to get a definite bend in it. This one I'm doing pretty good with. So I think I want to put this one in. This one's just so yummy. Of course, it's top to top, if you will. So I think I'm going to start off by, this is how I do it a lot of the times. And I'm just going to tear it here. Yes, Peggy really outdid herself with these napkins. Now, when you go to glue them down, you want to be careful of the ditch or the gully or whatever you call it here, the gutter. It just adds different thickness. So sometimes you might want to just, match that up. So, and you can cut this, but then you've got a straight edge, which sometimes that's very distinct. And I just find that if I just fold them up like that and just tear it, it's a little easy. They're just a little easier to maneuver. I'm going to put these in right side up. This napkin is absolutely beautiful. And it may look a little more fallish, but I don't really care because it's just yummy. So having 4 different sections, I can put it on and not have to hurry. Now, see, I'm going to have a gap, so I'm going to try to decide. Let's think about this a minute. I just took the back off of that. What did I do with my backs? See that I lose things quicker than you can blink your eyes. It doesn't really matter. Here they are. What if I use the ghost part? I know, right, Cindy? It's beautiful. What if I use the ghost part where it and take up the difference? Let's see. Maybe I would want the napkins more towards the edge. And leave the outside edge for the ghosting part. Think about that a minute. Now I'm going to use a piece of plastic wrap to try to keep me on the straight and narrow. Meanwhile, my tin can is drying. And what else do we do? Oh, yeah, my ATC cards. They're all drying. Now, I don't want to glue my pages together either. And I don't think I want to do it back here. Let's find a spot. Here's several pages together. Let's work here. That we're going to let go. Let it go, let it go. Now, if there's something you need for me to see or my attention, try to put it in caps, if you will. That's a little helpful for sure. Let's see, what is, but I answer to anything. Oh, she answers to anything. Okay, cool. All right, so I think I'm going to start with the decorated parts. And maybe we'll work on this side, and then I'll work on the other side. I tend to always go to the right, to the right, to the right, to the right. And, I probably could just piece this. If I did this, I could just do it that way. Let's take a little bit off of the edge. Just taking a little bit off. She has a ledger that is 1175 by 7. Yes, I've got a really long one here too. I wonder what mine is. Now, I have a ledger that I use for collage. I do have some napkin in it, but it's not all napkin. Oh, we're showing this to Teresa the other day. This one's not super long, but we can measure. And then I have this one. If you get a chance to pick up an old ledger, even if all the pages are written on, just do it. Just do it. This one's really long. Let's see. Let's get a measurement. I'm pretty sure. Look, we should just like to get a hold of the clown that did that. See, I would. Why did you do? I've got rulers dropping from the sky. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is a rabbit trail. All right, so this is 16 inches long. 16 by 6. It's all written in pencil. It's not pretty writing. It's just pencil. I thought about erasing it, but I can glue right on top of it. Right? So, and it's not in bad shape. Right here we got some icky, it's starting to come apart. But look, it's still got the old thread stitched in. I don't remember what I paid for this. Oh, I started to draw in here and put down some tape. This one, I think, I didn't pay $3, I'll tell you that. But you can find these on eBay. This was one of the first ones I got. It's not super old. This is only from the 60s, I think. Yeah, 1962. And of course, it doesn't all have napkin in it. This page is starting to come apart. But I do have some napkins in here. I know I do. I know I do. These are napkins. So it's something that maybe you don't think of all the time. Think of maybe, magazine images or book images. This background is napkin. See, this is a napkin. That's not. I'm not sure if I put some. No, this isn't napkin. But see, so you can include that in your. I think there's another one. Here. Look, I got stuff falling. An avalanche of craft images. How am I on time? 11:11. This is a napkin, and of course, I put some paint down, some acrylic paint down, and this is going to go here because I thought it kind of went with that. But who knows? Who knows when that's going to happen? Because that's been like that for quite some time. Creepy eyes. I got creepy eyes in there. I didn't think they were creepy. They need to be creepy. All right, so I'm just going to use my golden matte medium. I'm going to take, if I can find where I put it, my cling wrap. Take a little piece of cling wrap. Now, of course, you don't have to do the cling wrap. I just find that it's easier. Oh, thanks, Vail. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. My favorite things. I can overlap that way. I'm just gonna start. Okay. Let's just move a couple of clips out of the way here. I think I need a little sip of my liquid. Now, of course, you could paint, your page or do whatever you want with it. I'm just going to put this down because I love the napkin the way that it is. I don't think I want to take it all the way over to the edge because I might want to pop that other piece underneath. Now, the hard part is this. Getting the cling wrap not to stick to itself. Now, that's just, I need to take these rings off. They're just catching on the, this is where I get in trouble. I take my rings off and throw them every which way. And now you can use it balled up too. Let's see, I could put that other piece down here maybe. And it's going to be going a different way. Do I care? Not at all. Not at all. So just do whatever's pleasing to your eye, whatever you like. All right? I'm going to add a little more glue right over top of that. Now, if you have a surface like you're doing a bracelet, I should show you some of my bracelets. You can purchase like plastic bracelet blanks. They're wooden. You can get them wooden. You can get them plastic, I believe. If you go to a thrift shop and you see a bangle bracelet that you don't particularly care for, but it fits you and you'd like to have it, you want to do something with it, you might not want to cover the Bakelite because they might be worth something. But you can bring it home and cover it with a napkin. And I'm telling you, they are just yummy. They're just yummy. I could go get those and show you. Now, this is where I think I took off that part. And I could also use the blank. Now I got 2 layers here, I believe, on the blank. I should have done this first. You know, Devin, I don't know. I just did what this patio elf or patty elf or some patty, I don't know, some lady I watched years ago. She was putting napkins on baskets and she used the saran plastic wrap. I never even thought about. It's so flexible. I mean, it might work. I keep both, really. Tell you the truth. Let's see. I'm going to trim this off. Now, this might look a little goofy, but I could cover it up if I don't like it. Once it's down. When I show you my bracelets, you're going to be amazed. Now, sometimes if you take a, now see, you can ball this up too. You don't have to use it flat. And you can just kind of push it. Oh, it does sticks? Yeah, okay. Thanks, Cindy. But maybe it peels off easily after, I don't know. See, when she would do the baskets, she'd use it like this and she could push it into all the little crevices. All right, so let's go back in here with my golden matte medium. Now I got to be looking for a nice focal point. Once you get it down, it's generally not a good idea to pick it back up. Use a warm iron. Yes, I've done that too, and that's fun. Like, especially, like, say you want to cut one of these birds out, cutting it out like that, that's just, you know what, that's a nightmare. But if you put, say, a piece of cardstock down, a piece of plastic wrap, and your napkin, and then I usually put a tea towel or something over top, and then just put an iron on that. The plastic melts and adheres the napkin to the piece of cardstock, and you can use it like that, or you can cut images out easily. And now some people leave it like this till the napkin dries, and then they come back and pull the plastic wrap off. See, now I used the wrong side because I already had it down and I used glue. I put the glue side down. Don't do that. Don't do what I just did. Make sure you keep track of what side was down first. Because the glue's on there, it's gonna stick. You use your water brush. Yeah, you can do that too for sure. I'm gonna just put a little extra glue here. Not liking that. I'm telling you right now, I don't like it. Don't like it. So I think I'm just going to cover it up. Cover it up. I'm going to put something else on this side. So I'm going to just trim this. I just do a little tear and I'm just going to plop this right on top while I'm at it. I can find another. Oh, look, see, I zhuzhed this up. Oh, something's going to get glued there. I was messing around, not paying attention. Better off if I don't talk when I do some of this stuff. Do you have to keep using new glue? No. If you keep the glue side down, you can use it. I mean, if it gets kind of yucky. But see, I just folded that on itself, and now I have two dry sides. I don't know about once it dries. I usually, I've got so much else stuff that I'm saving and keeping around. I usually don't um, keep it too much. Just throw it out. I'm just gently trying to push that back down. That was, I didn't pay, wasn't paying attention. But like for a basket or a tin can, anything like that, I find the saran wrap really is a helpful tip. All right, I'm going to go grab my bracelets. I'll show you those because they're a fun project to do, especially if you maybe have some older grandkids that want to do something. Oh, if you have have like a duct tape roll or something that you empty, they say you can cover those too and use them as bracelets. I find them to be a little bulky. Now let's see if these are where I think they are. I think they are, yeah. Ouch. I have an injured finger. Trying it. Wow, 2 for 2. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I have been working in my room. It's still quite cluttered, but I have been working in my room. Let's see. Do you have to go to hey, Jackie, nice to see you. How you doing? All right. Who knows what's in the box? Okay, so here's here's 2 plain ones that I haven't done anything with. This one's different. This one, I like it, but it doesn't stay where I put it because it just doesn't. You know? But this was, my neighbor and I wanted to do these. And this one I cut in all little pieces. And this was just regular scrapbook paper. And I said to her, whatever we do, we can't breathe too heavy. She laughed and all the papers went all over the place. Bye, Dev. Enjoy your time with your sister. So you can see the little separations. But this is all I put all the little pieces together. And then I saw somebody was, they paint the inside and then they wrote a word. So I wrote giraffe in there. I'm an odd bird. Okay, here's a white bracelet blank. This is a napkin. They're so fun. Now this one, I didn't put anything like resin or anything on top of it. It's just a napkin. This one, this one I don't remember. I know I did it because I put some paint there to kind of do a shadow on that dot, but I think this was maybe just paper. But see, then I put stuff on the inside too. Family, cool. These were little vellum words. Relax. They're fun. But see, you can find this. You got this at a thrift shop. I could put something on that easily. And you can buy them like this too. Where these little squares. Now these are a little bit more finicky. Now this I just painted and spattered. But you got to pull these apart so they can dry. See, some of these I put some like sealant on it to make it shiny. And see, this one doesn't have it on. Why I didn't finish it? Who knows? This is a napkin. So if you really have a favorite napkin, you can put it on a bracelet blank. And then I just painted the inside with acrylic paint. This one, I put some kind of varnish or something on it. Same thing with this. All right. But if you do this and you glue, you have to hold these apart or they'll glue shut. You want these sections. So like stretch it around a jar. You could just stretch it around a jar, put your little napkin squares on it, let it dry, and if you want to, see this has a little bit of a shine to it. So this has a little bit of sealant or varnish or something on it. And then once it's dry, the elastic, you're good to go. And then I'll show you how I take these edges off. You think, oh, well, that's a pain. But if you do what I do, it comes off easy. This one I stamped. Of course, on a curved surface, it can be a little fiddly. But I stamped these on, and then I painted here and there, and then just finished it with a sealant. I think that's all. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, this one's fun. And then you could stamp on one, put your napkin on the others. You know what I mean? Do a combo, whatever comes to mind. So that's a fun project. There's always things to do, right? Then the hard part is, hey, CB, you have to just remember to get them out and wear them. Well, hello. Gail, you're out. You got to go? Okay. Thanks for coming in. It's nice to see you. Have a great day. My dog wants to be outside all the time. Okay, so this is really damp. I said I wasn't going to do that because then I can't work in the book because this has to dry. I can probably put my heat tool on there, but let's just see what else we got. Let's see what else we got going on. It's 11:30. So let me move this aside. Jenny, you want to go out again? Daddy just had you out. Maybe you could wait a little bit. All right, let's come back to these ATC cards. Let's see if we see how they have dried. They feel pretty dry. All right, so if you glue something like this down, we did these earlier on just some playing cards, right? See, they were curved. Now they flattened out quite a bit. But we've got all this extra. Read all about it. So what you want to do for an easy way to take care of that, instead of fussing around with like a pair of scissors, if you've ever tried to cut napkins with scissors, it's just not always an easy thing. But if that's the look you want, you can certainly do it. But I like to do this once it dries really well. And I think this feels pretty dry. I think it's going to work okay. If it's still damp, it's not going to be a great idea. But you just take your emery board type of tool and you just drag it across the top. And you get this magnificent trimmed edge. The trick is when you've got a bunch of them together, holding it in a good spot. I put napkins on burned out light bulbs, put a ribbon or lace around the neck for oh, well, aren't you clever? I used to paint on light bulbs. I never thought about napkins. We used to sell the light bulbs at craft fairs, and more times than not, people would say to me, "Does a light bulb still work?" And the neck part of the light bulb would not be exposed. Like there's no way to screw it into anything. You know what I'm saying? No, these are just old dead throwaway light bulbs. Boy, the napkins would have been a great idea, Bill. Now see here, I didn't get the glue. So I'm going to have to add a little glue there. Clean up on aisle ace. This is the ace of hearts or something here. Scooter's fixing some lunch. See, once you do that a couple of times, now, like I said, when you do it and it's still damp, it doesn't work this well, okay? But it also, if you do it when it's a little damp, and you can scrape more on here, it gives you more of a rustic, tattered, warm kind of a look, which is also cool. Especially if you want to ink them, Now, you really don't have to do anything else to this. I mean, you could put a coat of varnish or something, sealant on it. If you wanted to have a little bit of shine, you could put some words on there. Um, but they look pretty cool just the way they are, right? Yes. Yes. If you ever get those big shells, sometimes you go to the shore and you're collecting shells, or sometimes you see them in, I've got some of them somewhere too, in a thrift shop, especially if you're at the shore in a thrift shop. Oh, yeah. Because they do serve food in them, so you can buy them. You probably could buy them in a restaurant supply place. And they're fun to paint on as well. I would take shells, even just with markers, you know, and draw designs on the shells. And they were popular. Sold quite a few of those in my day. Now, I'm not going to take these apart yet because I might want to do some other things with them, and I might want to do something with the backs. So I'm on the fence with that. I haven't decided about that yet. But normally what you would do is if this was your end game and you were finished, you would just trim in between these little cards, and it just makes it easy to get them apart. And they're all the right size. Oh, that's another good one. Fairy lights. I love those. All right, so I didn't get the glue all the way to the edge of that particular card. The other ones I did not too bad. So I can do words and phrases. Now, see, these little bits, I really could keep these and find a place to use these in my napkin journal. See, some of these little skinny strips may just come in handy. Now, I have a whole drawer that used to have all my napkins in, and like I said, I got rid of a lot of them. I had them for a while and used them several times, and sometimes you just get tired of stuff. Hey, Christina, how are you? Nice to see you. Bill, you should write a book. Yeah. I think Jacqueline's thinking about writing a book. I thought she meant a novel. She's like, no, silly. Anywho, sometimes you have sticker words and stuff you can put on here, or little images you might cut out and want to put on. Let's see, what do I have sitting here? I don't know that I have anything. Or those tiles I was making the other day. See, I could cut some of this stuff out and put it on fabric. You can do a lot of stuff, right? Grab two writing friends. Yes. I'm like, Jacqueline, she's so busy. She needs another thing to do. Like she needs, I don't know what. I think it would be hard to write, but I'm not a writer. My sister, Jackie, is a writer. Let's try this. This is something that Peggy mentioned the other day, and I've seen this done. I wonder how it would look on a napkin. If you take like the guts of a book, this is an old, I think, Reader's Digest. I don't even know. The leopard, maybe not. Yeah, it's got different stories in it. This is probably from an old Reader's Digest. Look how nice and yellowed the pages are. Then you just take a piece of cellophane tape. Whoop, 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 and just pick up some of the words and then glue this back down. How about that? That's cool, right? I was doing some cellophane tape with alcohol ink. Now this I didn't leave much sticky, so I'd have to put some glue down because I didn't pay attention that time when I was doing it. Do you do embroidery work? Are you talking to me, Cindy? Or the girls in chat? I do some embroidery work. I don't stick to anything too much. I like the idea of embroidery work. I call it slow stitching now. I have a book. Fancy shaped perfume bottles. Yeah, I don't have too many perfume bottles. Let's see. Let's see. That's crooked, but that's okay. How did you attach? Oh, the cards? Sorry, Patty. I'll show you. Little pieces of washi tape. I sanded them first to get that little shine off, both front and back, and then wiped the dust off. And then I just took little pieces of washi tape. You could use different ones. I just wanted to get this little roll like empty, so I just used all the same ones. And then I did both sides. You can see some of it through the napkin. And it just kind of becomes part of the art on the card. You could probably use cellophane tape. I have not used metallic thread on a sewing machine. I'm scared. Joyce, I tried that ribbon embroidery. I couldn't do it. I tried, but I couldn't do it. Oh, my neck is still stiff, guys. Still stiff. And then I don't even want to tell you what I did last night. Okay? I just don't even want to tell you. Let's see. What does Joycey say? My son bought me 3 beautiful antique. Joyce, your boys treat you very well. You must be a good mama. Good for you. I am so glad that they treat you so well. That's wonderful. It's fraying on yours. Oh, the ribbon? Oh, the metallio thread or whatever? Is that what you're saying, Cindy? That's curious. I took a page kind of from Joyce's book. I have it out by my comfy chair. I cut out some hearts and I'm stitching around the edge. I have to tell you what I did. Okay, what does Christina say? I did a little ribbon embroidery recently and a little 20 years ago. Oh my. Oh, Joyce, I'm so glad you have them. That's wonderful. Well, I have this little container that sits by my comfy chair. It's got a lot of different little things in it. And one of the things it has in it is in fact, I have one right here. I got these from my neighbor. These were her mother's, a very fine crochet hook. Now, this one happens to be bent on the end. So all this stuff spilled out. It was pretty late at night. And I thought, oh, I got to gather that stuff up and put it back in this little box that I have. Now, some things are taller, so the box lid doesn't shut. Okay. So I really wasn't thinking. So I'm grabbing up all the stuff and putting them back in. I took two of those crochet hooks like that. One has a cork handle, which I think my friend's mother used to switch the cork handle depending on which hook she was using. And I thought, you know what? Some of that stuff probably went down between the cushion and the arm of my chair. So I reached down to grab it, and the point of one of those went right into this finger. I had a crochet hook sticking out the end of my finger. I thought I was going to have to wake my husband up. This is so sore. It looks a little bruised. So it bled for a little while, got that to stop. It was like getting a fish hook out, if I'm honest. Oh boy, that's so sore across. So I know. Right. Oh my goodness. Dumb, 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 dumb. Dumb. I guess I thought it was just, I didn't even really think about it. I guess in my subconscious, I thought it would be laying this way, not straight up. Won't do that again. Will not do that. Okay. But I saw a girl do a stitch that has just been so fun. What can I show you on? This is another rabbit trail. Let's see, what do I have? Well, I could show you with that one, I guess. If I took a piece of, do you mind a rabbit trail? I don't know how well you'll see this. All right, so say you have a piece of fabric, or I use it on paper, really, sometimes. So say you have a piece of fabric like this, right? And then you've got thread and needle. You're going to do a blanket stitch, really. Now, this is a really big needle, way too big for this. But this is pointy, so it'll go through fabric. So let's just say I'm going to do the blanket stitch. All right, I always have to keep this over my finger, and I have to tell myself that you want to go in through the front. It's like you're putting your needle through that big circle to get started. Now, I don't have much thread on here. Do a couple stitches. I'm not great at it. I'm just saying, I know, I think most people work in the other direction, Joyce, but I work this way. I don't know why. Maybe I should try it the other way. But I'm just going to do with what I'm comfortable with and hopefully not embarrass myself. All right, so I've got the blanket stitch started there, right? So now this little guy's driving me. Let's pull that through to the back once I've started, so it's not in my face. Now, look, I'm learning a lot of this stuff, guys. I'm not an expert on any of this. I just want to do it, so I just try to do it, you know? That's the story there. All right, do one more stitch. It doesn't matter? Okay. I guess if it looks, the end result is similar, it's okay. But why does my brain work that way, Joyce? I don't know. So instead of just going on to the next stitch, what they do is they come under here and just keep putting stitches in. Like 5 or 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you could do this with a crochet hook too, I think. 5. And then you do, Cindy? I don't know if that's left-brained or right-brained. So then I just put in another blanket stitch. Look how cute that is. Isn't that cute? Anybody ever do this? Like a button loop. Really, CB? Oh. I think it's so adorable, huh? Anyway, I don't know if it's got a name, but a reel popped up. I must have watched that thing 100 times to try to see what the chick was doing. Now, see, I'm going to lose my thread here because this needle's. Just not one row. The row makes a great edge trim. Now, I know you can crochet stuff like that, but she was just using a thread and needle. You know? And I just thought it was way cool. But see, I got to make sure I keep my. I get confused easy, guys, especially with directions. Now you got to make sure you pull it over to the left a little bit. Otherwise, sometimes it doesn't really lay as nice. And my first one gets a little big and a little loopy. Now see there, I was splitting the thread. I don't think you want to do that either. Cindy, you and I would get along really well. I mean, I've asked people, can you see what they're doing? Not really, but nobody else is interested. Which, that's okay too. All right, so I'll tell you another crazy thing. Let's see. We got a few minutes. Another crazy thing I did. I should be left alone, actually. I guess there's a reason why we raise our children when we're younger. Anywho. It's cute though, right? Especially if you don't crochet, you can get that look. All right, so I placed an order with scrapbook.com, which I don't generally shop there, but for whatever reason, I was looking at something on that site, and I should probably put a couple more pieces of this down. And I saw a few things. Of course, I'm a nutter for free shipping. Don't ask me why. It'd probably be better not to spend as much money and just pay the shipping. But no, Lori likes to get free shipping. So you didn't have to pay that much, spend that much to get the free shipping. But I sold this thing. It was a 2025 deal. So it was reduced. That's also something. Yes, I need adult supervision. And my husband would be happy to do that for me, but I would rather that not be the case. So a little while back, okay, so there's this gal that I follow on Instagram, Aisha Khan, I believe you say her name, not sure. And I just love her style and what she does. And she makes these big fat journal books with all this cool stuff that she makes to put on these pages. And I want to make one similar. First of all, I don't want to buy one. I want to make it. And second of all, I probably wouldn't want to spend the money for what she probably needs to charge. Her journals are amazing. The alligator mouth is like so wide, and she puts this clip and chain. It just anyway. I wanted to make like a library gentleman's club one. We did some brainstorming on one of my lives. You guys gave me a lot of great ideas. I have them written down, but I'm having such a time getting my cover to do what I wanted to do. I'm very frustrated. Lori doesn't do well with being frustrated, so it's on the back burner. And I thought, she's doing, well, she just finished one. It's a winter theme. I think she's getting ready to sell it to whoever purchased it. She's done such cute things in there. Like I was telling you about the balls of yarn. That's just a piece of flat cardboard cut in a circle, and she lined the yarn on it to make it look like a ball of yarn. And then she tucked it behind. Oh, she made a little basket, and she tucked it behind this basket on one of the pages of it. It's just darling. Some of the things she does are just so cute. So I had it in my mind. I'm looking for spring type paper. I don't want the Stamperia spring paper because I've already had that and used that in projects. I want something different. Wasn't quite sure what I was looking for. So I saw this thing at scrapbook.com. Let me see if I can. So I forget what I paid for it, but it had paper, it had die cuts, it had a variety of different things. And I thought I can use that throughout the book. Now, she just kind of takes like scrapbook paper, that's got some weight to it, folds it in half, that makes her pages, and she just designs stuff to go on top. It could be like in the library one she did, she did an overstuffed chair. And you can pull out the back cushion of the chair and use the back of it to journal on. I mean, she's just got some of these ideas. I just saw her do a corner thing for the corner of a page. Just amazing. So I thought, well, if I get this little kit, this will serve me well. Do I look at the size of things? No. Does Lori even think about that? No. All right, so I got these nested dies, which okay. They'll come in handy for a lot of things, I'm sure. Who doesn't like a butterfly? I got the butterflies that comes with it. Okay. And then I thought garden, spring, how cute are these dies? These would just look great on pages from even beyond, okay, a garden journal. So I'm thinking, well, where's the paper? And I'm thinking I've got like 12 by 12 paper coming in this kit, or at least 8 by 8. Are you ready? I hope no one has to go to the bathroom. This is the paper. It's just the paper that came with it. It's great paper. The images would work well. But I don't want a book this size. I never looked at the measurements. What am I smoking? What is wrong with me? Okay. Order sheets. Can I use it? Of course I can. But I was so disappointed because I thought it was going to be regular size paper. Nope. Nope. What is it? 4x6? I don't even know if it's a 4x6. I mean, yeah. Four. Yeah. No. 4x5.5. Okay. I said to Jacqueline, you're not going to believe what I did now. I mean, I did get a free gift, and I did get a palette of the Timmy paper, which this is also okay. So here's this palette paper. There's only 12 in a pack. I got to start paying attention, which is fine. This wasn't super expensive, but the paper is really yummy, guys. But 12 sheets. This is the orange. How yummy is this? So I was making those tiles the other day. These would make really great tiles. I'm 72 years old and I still do dumb stuff. I still do dumb stuff. Guys, when am I going to stop doing dumb stuff? I'm guessing never. I'm guessing never. That's my story. That's the story. I'm sticking to it. What else did I think that's all I got from them? I got some free stuff. They were offering some free stuff, some little stamp. I don't know where I put that. And this, I don't even know what this is. This is some kind of sticky bootin'. Some kind of rub-ons. Oh, see, these will go good in that type of journal, right? So you're a year behind me. Thanks, CB. I feel better. CB, you're 80? How about that? You go, girl. You go, girl. You go, girl. Honestly, it just, and then when your kids do dumb stuff, like, why get irritated? Because I'm still doing dumb stuff. Look, 49 in Market. I love that stuff. So now all right, so I ordered other paper. That's supposed to come, I think, tomorrow because I want to get this. I'm so anxious and itching to get this Aisha Khan book started. Oh, Jeannie, you're a baby. You're a youngie. You're a youngin'. You're a kid. You're a kid. So now I have to go through my fabrics and see. And I think I want my journal. I think her pages are bigger, but I think I want mine not as big. I think I want them like 5.5 by maybe 7 or 9. My dog's scratching at the door. Okay, I'm going to go, ladies. All right, my pup is at the door waiting to get out. Thanks for joining me. I always look forward to Thursday morning. Not that I don't Tuesday night, but I get tired and, but Thursday morning I think is my favorite day. So thanks for coming in and spending time with me. I hope you found some of what we did today helpful. I think I might go and try to dry my napkin journal page and see if I can get a couple of more napkins glued in there so I can start working on some of those pages. So, yeah, thanks, Linda. And everybody else, enjoy the rest of your day. Don't forget, take time to be creative. Enjoy the journey. And Debbie, if you're still within earshot, make sure you'd get a little bit of a rest with those little kitties there. Maybe if they lay down for a little nippy nap, you could grab a nap too. Ange, I hope you're feeling better if you're still listening. And yeah, take care. So we'll see you all somewhere, I guess, right? In the next couple of days. And on Sunday, I plan to be back for another art session. If you can join me, that would be 10, if all goes well, 10 Eastern. Just depends on what Scooter decides to do on Sunday morning. So, you go to PT now? All right, good girl. Hang in there. Keep it up. Keep it up. So, until I see you again, take time to be creative, enjoy the journey, and enjoy your day. Hugs to all. Bye bye.